My name is Anisha binti Sahad, 264158. All the value of operating, investing, financing from 2014 to 2018 from cash flow. So the first one is operating cash flow. Based on the graph from 2014 to 2015, it shows that the graph of operating cash flow is increased steadily. It's because the large number of profits from income statement can cover the negative change working capital. Other than that, AIRASIA Group Berhad also received the higher interest. Okay, then in year of 2016 to 2017, it started to decrease slowly. So if you can see, the value is decreased slowly from the graph. Okay, it's because the gain on disposal is reduced, and this shows the gain become loss from 0 to negative. Then if you can see, in 2017 to 2018, it declined significantly. This is because the company need to pay a lot of amount of interest paid, and other than that, it's due from the higher negative change in receivable and prepayments because of company receive less money.
Hi and good day. My name is Ahmad Azhari bin Ihwanto, matrix number 264403, and I will be presenting on the investing cash flow of AirAsia Group Berhad. On 2014, the cash flow of investing activities was at the lowest of the last 5 years with a negative amount of 2,144,241,000. This is due to the company have made a poor asset purchasing decision, and as a result, it has become a negative cash flow of investing activities. Accordingly, on 2015 and 2016, there is an incline in cash flow. This is because on 2015, AirAsia has bought a property with a total amount of 2,084,641 ringgit and get a minimal return or proceeds by 119,745. But in contrary to the property bought at 2015, which have half of the price, 613,913 ringgit, but the company receives almost double the amount of proceeds amounting 227,881. Next, on 2016 to 2017, there is a decline in the cash flow. This is because on 2017, there is no transaction of buying or disposal of property. So there is no cash flow for investing activities for AirAsia Berhad. Lastly, on 2018, there is an increase sharply of investing cash flow. This is because the translation of the currency or the difference in the currency of the investment made by the company have affected this cash flow to rose considerably. Thank you very much, and that is from me.
My name is Anis Madia binti Ibrahim. My matric number is 264631. So I want to present about the financing cash flow for AIRASIA Group Berhad. The graph for the year 2014 to 2015, it's become positive, and then it dips slightly. This is because that AIRASIA Group Berhad having loss generated for the financing activities in year 2015 because of the loan repayment followed by the dividends, where it's cost negative 2677,406 and negative 83,489 in 2014. The high loan repayment made the graph become dip slightly in 2015. Next, for the year 2015 to 2016, the graph becomes slightly decreased because the high loan repayment followed by the dividends, where it cost negative 2677,406 and negative 83,489 respectively. So from the year 2014, it's positive and become decreased to 2016 because high loan repayment affected the financing cash flow. Okay, next, for the year 2016 to 2017, it become increased steadily because the highest cost incurred for the loan repayment is 53.52% from the previous year, which is 2016. But the payment of proceeds from the borrowing increased that caused the cash flow from the financing activities. Okay, let's look for the year 2017 to 2018. The graph decreased rapidly because the differences of the loss amount is 25.95% for the repayment of borrowings contradictly affected the amount of cash flow from the financing activities. So I can conclude that generally too much debt for the AIRASIA Group Berhad and shareholders because it inhibits the ability for AAGB to create a cash surplus. In addition, the high debt rates can adversely impact the common stockholders who are in the last line to be repaid by AIRASIA Group Berhad that has become insolvent.
Okay, task 2. Firstly, actually task 2 we need to find the forecasting assumption of estimating in 2019. So let me briefly explain about forecasting assumption. So sale growth, which is sale forecasting, that process of estimating future sales. Like I said, we need to estimate future sales in 2019. So forecast is enable companies to make informed business decisions and also is predict short-term and long-term performance. Gross profit margin is useful for controlling costs and consider a variable cost. Selling, general and administrative expense is include all non-production expense incurred, such as rent, advertising, management salaries, bonus, and more. Then depreciation expense is tied the gradual usage of machinery and plant property and equipment. Its mentioned principle states that their expense must also be accrued over more than one accounting period. While interest expense is found through using the debt schedule. Interest expense is found by multiplying the opening balance in each period with the interest rate. And last, income tax expense is found as a percentage of EBT, which is earnings before tax. It's also known as the effective tax rate and cash tax rate. We need to find the forecasting assumptions from 2014 to 2018. We also need to find the outstanding shares. Okay, then actually in task 2 we need to find the estimate 2019 and the forecasting assumptions. But the first step we need to find the forecasting assumptions of 2014 2019. So first is forecasting assumptions. First, sale growth. So the formula is ending sales minus beginning sales divide by beginning sales. For example, I give you in 2018. Sales in 2018 minus sales in 2017 and divide by sales in 2017 and then multiply by 100 because the answer need to be in percent. And I got the answer is 9.56%. So if you not clearly, so I give the formula. This is the formula. Okay, so number 2, gross profit margin. Gross profit margin is gross profit divided by sales. Gross profit divided by sales. So I give you example in 2016. Gross profit in 2016 divided by sales in 2016 and then we need to multiply by 100 and get the answer 55.34%. Okay. Okay, third, selling, general and administrative expense divided by sales. So yes, okay. So the formula is selling, general and administrative expense divided by sales. So I give you an example of 2016. 2016, the selling, general and administrative expense is 283,031. So divide by sales in 2016, which is 6,846,085. So we get the answer 4.13%. And then number 4, depreciation expense divided by gross prior plant property and equipment. Okay, so example for this forecasting assumptions in 2015. Okay, you see in 2015 take the value of the depreciation expense in 2015, okay, this, and then you need to divide the plant property and equipment in 2014. As you can see at the annual report at the gross prior in PPE, so we got the answer 5.61%. Okay, so then number 5, interest expense divided by prior long-term debt. Okay. Also, I just want to give the example in 2015 of these forecasting assumptions. So, how can I get 6.93%? So the formula is take the interest expense of 2015, okay, this one, and then you need to divide the long-term debt from annual report in 2014 because it said the gross prior means previous year, not in 2015. Then last is income tax expense in 2018 divided by pre-tax income. So income tax expense in expense divided by pre-tax income is easy. Okay, so I give the answer in 2018. Income tax expense, just divide the pre-tax income, which is income before tax. So we got the answers 27.3%. So okay, so this is the forecasting assumptions from 2014 until 2018.
My name is Siti Noshida Tushima binti Ahmad Hori. My matric number is 265022. Okay, now I'm going to continue the explanation about projection method for task 2, which is average and the estimation. After doing the income statement for projection method process, we're going to do the next step, which is the estimation for 2019 years, which related to estimation about sales, gross profit, selling, general and administrative expense, depreciation expense, interest expense, and income tax expense of estimation years 2019. First, we're going to calculate the 4-year average for each year's forecasting assumption. Okay, the next step, we're going to do the estimation for 2019 years. First, we're going to calculate the estimated 2019 sales. The formula is sales 2018 multiplied by 1 plus average 4 years forecasting assumption, sale growth. And we get the value is 12,669,679 ringgit. And the next calculation we do is estimated 2019 gross profit. Okay, the formula for estimated 2019 gross profit is estimated 2019 sales multiplied by average 4 years forecasting assumption of gross profit margin. And the value that we get is 4,882,894 ringgit. The next calculation that we do is for estimated 2019 years of selling, general and administrative expenses. The formula for this is estimated 2019 sales multiplied by average 4 years forecasting assumption of selling, general and administrative expense. And the value that we get is 602,126 ringgit. Next calculation is estimated 2019 depreciation expense. The formula for estimated 2019 depreciation expense is beginning period PPE gross multiplied by the average of 4 years forecasting assumption depreciation expense. And for this we get 177,104 ringgit. The next one we calculate is estimated 2019 interest expenses. And the formula for this is beginning period interest bearing debt multiplied by average 4 years forecasting assumption of interest expenses. The value that we get is 77,580 ringgit. And lastly, we're going to calculate about income tax expense estimated 2019 years. Before we calculate the income tax expenses, we must do the calculation for income before tax, which is the formula is gross profit minus selling, general and administrative expenses minus depreciation expenses and minus interest expenses. Okay, for income before tax, we get the value 4,026,084 ringgit. And after we get the value of income before tax, we're gonna calculate the income tax expenses, and the formula is income before tax multiplied by average 4 years forecasting assumption of income tax expenses. And the value we get for income tax expenses estimated years 2019 is 2,087,323 ringgit. Okay, then now I will explain about estimate 2019 and the forecasting assumption. This is the last projection project for that we do. For this one, we entered all of the calculation that we have already done at the last slide. The calculation for net income and forecast assumption for the estimated year 2019 is shown in this slide. The calculation is using the same method, and we can refer to the explanation that I already explained in the slide number 10.
I will continue with task 3. This slide shows us the pattern of the graph that we generate after calculate sales growth, gross profit margin, selling, general and administrative expense divided by sales, depreciation expense divided by gross period year PPE, interest expense divided by period year long-term debt, and income tax expense divided by pre-tax income. This graph for the last 5 years, which is in year 2014 until 2018 plus the estimation years, which is 2019. Each pattern of the graph shows the increasing and decreasing every years. The first one is sales of gross. In 2014, the percentage of sales growth were at the lowest, 5.95%. It rose significantly to 16.28% in 2015 and dropped at 8.71% in 2016. The percentage increased dramatically at 41.38% in 2017 but declined at 9.56% in 2018. When we want to compare to task 1, the sales growth has affected AIRASIA Group Berhad and especially significant change in sales growth in 2015 and 2017. It is better because net profit has potential to be greater. There is no transaction of buying, disposal of property can be reduced, the sales growth because there is no any investing activities to make profit in company. Secondly, gross profit margin. In 2014, the percentage of gross profit margin is 27.88% and raised to 28.57% in 2015. It rose dramatically to 54.34% in 2016, but the percentage of gross profit margin in 2017 declined to 41.41% and continues decrease in 2018, which is 29.81%. Declining gross margin are problematic because they signal a reduction in profitability. When to compare to task 1, any changes in sales will affect cash flow from operating activities. If costs increase with the resulting factor of a decrease in sales, this will result in a decrease in cash flow from operating and will affect gross margin. Continue with depreciation. In 2014, it has lowest 4.75% loss on disposal compared to the operating in task 1. It rose sharply to 7.89% in 2015 and dropped at 6.50% in 2016. In 2017, the percentage of depreciation declined to 5.61% but raised to 6.73% in 2018. As we all know, depreciation does not directly impact the amount of cash flow generated by a business. The last one is interest expense. Period year long-term debt from 2014 to 2018 are increasing and decreasing steadily. Interest expense decline and sometimes increasing slowly, and value of long-term debt is lower than interest expense to compare with part 1.
So, in conclusion, AIRASIA Group Berhad will have better financial performance through cash flow and other accounting items to identify how well a company generates revenues and manage its assets, liabilities, and the financial interests of its stakeholders, such as a projection process. It is very easy for AIRASIA Group Berhad to estimate the forecasting assumptions, which is financial ratios measures the company, while based on the cash flows of the financing, investing and operating is still going well to 2018. It is important to measure the company's ability to generate enough cash from daily operations over the course of a year to cover the current obligations. Also, to 18 details of cash inflows and outflows in AIRASIA Group Berhad. Based off the graph, task 1 and task 2, despite the decline, but is still positive and still performing very well. That's all from us. Thank you.